Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up here. Just hold up for a second here. I'm just reading something that literally is blowing my mind away. Okay? We've got the Zeke Elliott situation here. Zeke Elliott's $18 million cap hit this year. Basically, if we cut Zeke, it's like a $30 million in dead money. That makes it, you look at this and say, Zeke Elliott's best days are behind him. And who would trade for that contract? Oh, Zeke Elliott still made 1,000 yards last year with playing on a torn PCL, which he should be better next year. And you think that you can't trade Zeke, right? And what we've learned is you don't pay running backs because fourth year is kind of like the pinnacle of running backs, right? So we all know all these things. This blows my mind because Christian McCaffrey, supposedly the Carolina Panthers have been fielding calls about people that are interested in trading for Christian McCaffrey. Does that kind of make you go, huh? Because it makes me go, really? Because here's the thing. Let me explain something here. Christian McCaffrey signed a 4-year, $64 million extension 2 years ago. Okay. The first year of that deal, it was a $7.7 million cap hit. Second year of that deal, it's a 6.899, which was this past year. This year's hit is 14 million. Then the next year is 17.7, and the following year after that is 17.7 again. The dead money for this year for Christian McCaffrey, let me say, 14.3 million is what his salary is for this year. Cap it. The dead money, if they cut him, is 26.6. So we're saying he's $4 million less per year than Zeke and $4 million less in dead money. Okay, that sounds better. I get it. But let's go back to since he signed his contract. His stats are the first year, 3 games, 225 yards at 8 yards per carry. The second year, last year, was 7 games, 445 yards, 4.5 per carry. So here's where it really gets interesting here. Let me read this little article. Carolina Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey isn't on the trading block, but teams have fielded more than one call for the former All-Pro back, who was dealt several injuries since signing his record-breaking extension in 2020. Multiple lead sources told me during and after the NFL Combine. If a team wishes to add Christian McCaffrey, I'm told the Panthers would be looking for a first-round pick plus another piece of compensation in order to ship one of the most versatile weapons in the NFL today. McCaffrey signed a record-breaking 4-year, $64 million deal with Carolina in 2020, shortly after the start of the pandemic. This came after the franchise's icon, Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, and Greg Olsen all left for various reasons. So, wait a minute. You're going to tell me that Christian McCaffrey is worth a first plus another piece of compensation with a contract that's similar to Zeke Elliott, but Zeke Elliott has no trade value? Zeke wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination in the last 2 years, but he at least had 1,000 yards last season. And at least on a bad PCL, he still blocked his ass off and still is a serviceable back. If you're telling me that Christian McCaffrey is worth a first round draft pick, then you have to look and say Zeke's worth something. I can't believe that anybody would even consider trading for that contract. And if you're the Carolina Panthers, this is where I kind of wonder, is this something that the Panthers are trying to put out there? Because if you're the Carolina Panthers and you look at the situation right now, you look and say, our coach is an idiot. We messed up on that. We've gotten rid of all the franchises icons, like this article said. We're going to be getting a new coach next year, and we need to start out over with a clean slate. Christian McCaffrey, a year or 2 or 3 years down the road, is going to definitely be done. And it would behoove us to be able to move on and get rid of that contract. So is this put out by the team to say, oh, yeah, we're getting offers out there, and to get people to go ahead and say, well, let me try and see if I can get Christian McCaffrey. In the same way that you hear Pete Carroll say, we're not, or excuse me, we're not interested in trading Russell Wilson. You're not interested until you are. And that's a lot different than saying we're not trading Russell Wilson. That's a way of inviting people to make an offer to see what we can get. If your offer is good enough, we could be interested in trading him. So back to this whole thing with Zeke. If this is legitimately people are saying, let's trade for Christian McCaffrey, seems like those same people could be interested in Zeke Elliott as well. The difference of the $4 million, the Cowboys would still have to eat part of that contract to trade him, and you could still get a back that's above average. Now, again, I don't see how anybody is giving up a first round pick for a running back that's got 5 years on his body. To me, I smell bullshit. But hey, who knows? Maybe somebody will start calling the Cowboys about some of our other players other than Dak Prescott, Washington football team. Because Lord knows, we know you're making the rounds and calling everybody. You're calling everybody. All right. We have exactly 25 and a half hours left till the deadline for the franchise tags. Michael Gallup allegedly is close on his deal, where it'll be $25 to $30 million guaranteed. And I believe once that contract is signed, you'll start to see a whole lot more of the contracts of the Dallas Cowboys to start falling in place. The Cowboys are like me when I was in school. Even though I know I got 2 weeks to study or do a report, I ain't doing shit until the last night. Just not. I just don't. Why do that when I can go out and enjoy myself? I'll deal with that shit the night before. Which I guess is why I didn't get good grades in school. All right. I hope you guys are having a great day. Don't forget tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll be tuning in for our live stream. We're going to have a whole lot to dissect here with the Cowboys, with D-Law, with Amari Cooper, as well as Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz. Are we going to have a tight end on the team or not? That's all I got for you. Peace.